and 12 weeks of the NFL season are now behind us. Let's do Tuesday takeaways from Week 12. J-Mac, what's your biggest takeaway?
It's over and done with. Matthew Stafford is this year's MVP. It's amazing to think me and him were drafted in the same draft class, and this old guy is out there just performing. 30 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Did you watch him the other night, Jeff Saturday?
Yeah.
No,
why are you looking like that?
Unbelievable.
Is that a 1-yard touchdown right there? And how many do we have? We have 12 touchdowns that are like 4 yards and less. How about is this like a whole season we're talking about? Come on, Jay. We'll come back to it.
Graziano, give me a takeaway.
The NFC East race is not over.
Oh my God.
Cowboys
It's gonna be a week from hell.
21-0 deficit and beat the Eagles to stay alive. It's a faint pulse, but they have a pulse. And I'm just saying,
You okay, Jeff?
the Cowboys,
it's going to get worse, too.
This week, the Cowboys' opponent is a third-place team, and the Eagles' opponent is a first-place team. I'm just saying.
They play Thursday.
That is fact.
He's involved in voodoo.
Well, Jeff, you're going to like this one even less. Neek, go.
The Colts have a quarterback problem.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, Jeff. It's true. Like they're the best offense in the league up until this game. And when they needed this offense to do something, we saw that the Chiefs decided you're not going to run the ball. And it was nothing they could do. Like they went 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. One of them should have been an interception, except the the linebacker and the DB were fighting over the pick.
Yeah.
It got ugly fast in a playoff level game.
We'll talk more about that one a little bit later. Meanwhile, Jeff, what was your takeaway?
I don't even remember right now. I know what it is. Big leads don't matter. Obviously, the Colts they have an 11-point lead in the fourth quarter with 9 minutes left. They lose it. The Eagles had a 21-point lead. They end up losing to the Cowboys. And then the Giants, they had a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter. Here's the bottom line. Defense wins championship. And as much as we love to talk about offense, when defenses start to lock these teams down, it becomes more difficult. Got a ton of respect for all those teams fighting back.
Well, the Cowboys locked down the Eagles on their final 8 drives. Philadelphia had 5 punts, a turnover, and missed a field goal.
That's brutal.
So 0 points on their final 8 drives, and obviously that set up the miracle comeback by the Cowboys. And as Dan says, maybe the division still has some faint question, and certainly the Cowboys are in the mix on the outside of the wild card picture, looking in, but still with a chance. And so we sit back now. I feel like we've said all along, something's not right with the Eagles, something's not right, but the trump card is always, what if they keep winning? Well, now all of a sudden they didn't win. So now what do we say about the Eagles offense, Dan?
Look, 2 years ago, they were 10-1 at this point. This isn't a slump. I mean, this is a legitimately bad offense right now.
I'm going to give you 2 reasons why. Can we put up B20? It's not the full screen we had planned, but let's go to B20 if we can here, please. But we start with Saquon Barkley, because this offense is really almost exactly the same conceptually and structurally,
very much
except that Saquon Barkley last year had one of the great seasons of all time, and this year, among 48 qualified running backs, he is 40th in yards per rush. Let me say that again. That is 40th out of 48 in yards per rush. Jeff Saturday, you are my offensive running game specialist.
Yeah.
What has happened to the Eagles running game and Saquon Barkley?
Well, I think it's a mixed bag, Greeny. And I'll say it this way. The offensive line has been banged up, right? Lane Johnson not being there. They average 5 yards a carry on his side. They average less than 3. I mean, it's a big difference. Dickerson's been hurt. Jurgens has been hurt. Guys are moving in and out, so there's not the same continuity up front that they've had. However, Saquon himself isn't doing his part either. And I'm not just talking about the turnover, the fumble, right, which happens from time to time. But like putting your foot in the ground and going to get what's there has not been what Saquon has done. The stretch play they came out to the left and we showed in that highlight, the ball was getting pushed. He could have put his foot in the ground and go get 5 or 6 yards. Yeah. Instead, he tries to take that thing. He's always looking for the home run. I think part of the Eagles' problem in the rhythm, and to Dan's point of why you go 3 and out, is because you don't typically take what the defense is giving you. This was not a Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. This was not that type of issue. It was you don't do the dirty details right to put your offense ahead of the chains. And what that means is 2nd and 5 and less. is a beautiful thing, offensive football. When you are second and long, third and long, it is drudgery because the defensive linemen pin their ears back, linebackers play over the top, they're flying to the ball. It makes everything more difficult. They are not doing the dirty right, and part of that is on Saquon. And I'm just going to put this out there. When Bigsby has been in the game, and he's not in very often, he runs behind his pads downhill, and they are producing yards that way. That tells me that the style of run is different, right? It is,
that's Tank Bigsby.
Yeah, you put your head down, you put your foot in the ground, you go get what's there. It's not always pretty, it's not always sexy, but it opens up everything else.
Yeah, Saquon has always been kind of a boom or bust back. It's a very problem if he doesn't have any of the booms, which he hasn't had this year, which we've chalked up a lot to the offensive line. And watching this last game was the first time what you saw, like, oh, maybe it's some of Saquon also getting tackled in the open field by Overshown. It's like the Green Bay game just earlier this year. They won that game in part because they couldn't bring Saquon down in the open field. But in this particular game, we see this situation. When you have a superstar back like this, you want him to get 7, 8, 9 yards on a play like that and not be able to be tackled.
Yeah, DeMarion Overshown making back-to-back, or not back-to-back, but two really good plays. Yeah, this one, Saquon sort of slips.
Yeah.
But one way or another, the Cowboys' defense is better than it was, but Saquon Barkley, and I'm not trying to make excuses, but this is the reality of it. Historically, when running backs have these seasons like he had last year where they touch the ball on every play, 400-plus touches, the next year it's never the same again, and maybe it's as simple as that.
Some of that, and I think also in those plays we're showing, like, most of them, Saquon Barkley's getting hit in the backfield. And Hembo said that to me this morning, where he has the same amount of negative runs as Ashton Genty. And we talk about the Raiders. We talk about how bad their offensive line is, and they just fired Chip Kelly, their offensive coordinator. On these runs, like, we're expecting Saquon Barkley to be superhuman. As soon as he got the ball, Quentin Williams had a hand on him. So some of these things are an offensive line issue, and Jeff made mention of that as well. So, yes, we can look at Saquon Barkley, and he's the exact same he was last year after he carried the ball 1,000 times. Probably not. But at the same time, there needs to be more space, because to your point, Nick, that's the type of back he is.
And can I say this? When teams realize, like, that your back is going to stutter before he hits the hole, a ton of slants and penetrations. So teams will either slant to the gap beside him, which makes it more difficult, like there's not good fits, or they try to penetrate the line of scrimmage. If you watch the Cowboys, they were literally tackling the run on the way to Jalen Hurts. When you have those kind of experiences, there has to be an answer offensively, and the Eagles have not presented that.
There you see it, 482 touches last year if you include the playoffs.
With thing out and go to the playoffs, you do not bench your franchise quarterback because your season's gone bad.
Yeah, I think at this point, while you still have a chance, it's important if your quarterback can play to put him out there. If it gets out of reach, he is your quarterback who also has been quite injury prone. I think there's another conversation to be had. Right now, it's unrealistic, but it's possible. He wants to play, and to your point, the culture setting point, that all feels fine and good until something happens. And I know that he can't further re-injure this specific injury, this toe, but Joe Burrow has not been the most durable quarterback in the league since he got it.
What I'm interested in seeing with Joe Burrow back out there on Thursday, all we've talked about was this Bengals defense. And we've said it, unless Burrow's going out there to play safety, it doesn't really matter. But we also know from being in that locker room the amount of hope and belief that one player can bring. I want to see what this Bengals defense looks like on Thursday with Joe Burrow back in the lineup, if they can be able to play at a different level.
It's not inconceivable that 9-8 wins that division. So maybe they go on a crazy run. We'll see. They play the Ravens twice starting with this Thursday night. And then one more thing, I touched on it before. Dan